like throw some promo shit out there on the Dick Show community.
They'll accept it, but
it's kind of become like inundated,
Mm-hmm. Like we have to break out into a slightly bigger audience somehow.
Not even bigger, just separate.
Mm-hmm. Because we're not the same thing everyone else is, man. We're different, unique somehow, probably.
We are different. We got no goss.
We got no fucking goss. No need for.
We got no dog in that fight.
No dog.
No dog in that fight.
Let's see. And we are live.
Do you need me to start OBS?
Yeah, you should start yours as well.
Okay. All right.
Pause for show music, intro music. Yeah. You hear that intro music? It's intro music you can't hear, but I can hear it in my head.
You got any you got any picks?
Nothing yet.
Because according to fair use, we can use 30 seconds of anything.
Holy shit! 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there was a song I was listening to.
And hey, if they come for us, we'll just change it.
Just change it.
We'll just fucking change it.
Like this is one song from one of the dudes from Daft Punk, Sebastian. He produced this song for Lupe Fiasco. I think it's called Live Wire or something like that. Or
okay.
Jack Wire. It's a pretty simple EDM beat. And it's got pretty simple progression. 30 seconds out of that, you got something you could use. Just let me know when you got your OBS locked and loaded.
Yeah, it's running.
All right. Welcome to the Americans podcast, the best podcast for real Americans with me, Dr. Dirty D, and our host, Willard TK.
Woo!
Welcome down, everybody. We got the show for you today. Here on New Year's Eve, going to the New Year's,
Hey, you got to start the New Year's out right.
Got to start it out right. I got a bottle of tequila with me. We did some pre-gaming before the show. Sorry about that, fellas. Sorry about that, people. And it's just how we're going to get down and dirty.
Right now would be the perfect time to do this. Crack open a cold one.
Oh, man.
Now you're on our wavelength, so there you go.
We got quite the show.
So, first part, one of the things that I feel, Dr. Dirty D, is uniquely American.
Uniquely.
But also is something that I believe a lot of the world can relate to, is the phenomenon of Craigslist.
Ah, yes.
Where basically the rubber of the internet meets the road of normal people. And so we've got a couple of spicy Craigslist ads to read you this evening.
Ooh.
So, Dr. Dirty D, if you would, please read yours.
Ah, yes, my Craigslist. I'm taking it today from the Misconnections here in Wayne County, Detroit, Michigan. And it's very short, very simple. And it touched me in the feels. The headline is, I call you pretty lady at work. Men for women. I call you pretty lady at work. You know who I am? You told me that you liked my photos. That's it. Dude's 50 years old. Dude's 50 years old.
All right, I can't hear you for shit. So hold on just a second.
Oh man, that was new. The first time we had audio issues.
All right. Can you say something?
Yeah. Got another one.
Still can't hear you.
Damn. Shit. Guys. That's not how we go. We're having some technical difficulties. Please hold as we experience technical difficulties.
I can't hear you, man.
Oh, damn. That's terrible. How about now?
But I do see that you're coming in on OBS.
Okay. Kind of makes it hard to, I guess, communicate. Goddamn you, OBS. Making me have to turn myself up a bit. Any better?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck?
Oh, shit, dude. It was fucking muted. Dude, it got fucking muted somehow.
It got muted.
God damn it. Alright. So, I guess we'll start again. Jeez, I don't even know how it got muted, man.
I don't know either.
I didn't press anything.
That's OBS for you.
Alright, so it's recording.
Should I start from the absolute top, or should I start from my, from my...
Yeah, man. Just start from the top.
Alright,
God.
Welcome to the Americans podcast, the best podcast for real Americans. With me, Dr. Dirty D, and our host, Willard TK.
Woo!
Welcome to the top of the show. We got a lot of things for you all today. Willard, can you get us started with our first trip of the day? Our journey?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things I find that most of the world, but maybe particularly America, can come together on is Craigslist. It's where basically the rubber of the internet meets the road of the real world.
Ooh.
So we got two especially fucked up articles or ads on Craigslist that would like to read you. I suppose I'll start with mine.
All right.
Okay. This one comes at you from my home state, but not my home city. Okay. Meridian, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
It's titled Ebony and Dirt Cheap, which, if you aren't aware, Dirt Cheap is kind of like Hudson Salvage Yard, or it's shit from places that had storm damage, or maybe went out of business, or maybe it's just merchandise that a normal store couldn't move. So this is a misconnection. This man saw someone that he felt he had a connection with, but because he was such a gigantic pussy, he didn't go through with it. So he instead wanted to decide to go on the fucking extremely passive aggressive route and just posted it on Craigslist.
You do what you gotta do.
So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this in the local dialect. On Tuesday afternoon, I told you I thought you looked great in the tall brown boots you were wearing. We talked for a couple of minutes, then you disappeared. I was so heartbroken. You are young, slim, and beautiful, and I'm an older white guy. Hit me up if you want to hear lots more compliments! Exclamation point.
Exclamation point? Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll totally be on Craigslist. And she'll just go to misconnections. And she'll think, Dr. Dirty D, Mississippi's basically it's got like a 50-50 ratio of white to black. So this could be literally 50% of every black woman in the state, or 50% of every woman in the state.
Jesus.
Localize that to Meridian, which I don't even know what the demographics are there. So
never tell me the odds.
This poor son of a bitch. Okay. Please continue with yours.
It's very simple. It comes from close to home. Not my county, just a county over. It's a county that's a bit more affluent than my county. Macomb County. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. I sucked you off in the house we were rehabbing. Man for man. You answered my ad here on Craigslist, and you invited me to the house where you were rehabbing. There wasn't any furniture, so you sat on the counter in the bathroom. I pulled your coveralls down, and you
Wait.
had a big...
Wait, did you say coveralls?
Coveralls.
Okay.
And you had a big 9-inch thick cock. I sucked and sucked until you shot a big hot load in my mouth. You made me lick your big cock clean, and I would love to do a repeat. If you see this, text me. If someone else sees this scene and sounds hot to you, text me. I'm 35, 5'10", 210, brown, blue eyes, DDF, looking good, and a hot mouth. I cannot host. Please provide me your stats, pic, and location in your first text if you want me to reply. Phone number. Again, if the scenario sounds hot to you, please text me and we can get together for some hot fun. Please be DDF, under 45 and able to host. If you're not, don't waste our time.
Our time?
Our time.
Dude, I'm willing to bet this is some sort of like fucked up
fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or ploy to get someone to come to some place so they could like knock them in the head and steal all their shit.
Well, it is very close here to Detroit, Michigan. That's always a possibility. An extreme possibility. Not at all. Not extreme at all.
Okay.
But, you know, it's the misconnection. Maybe they want to connect their fist to the back of your head or connect your cock to their mouths.
That did not sound like a misconnection to me. It sounded like he had a connection. The connection was completed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went on their merry ways. They
probably did an NSA, and he was just like, I don't want NSA. I want some more of that, man. But if it's not you, someone else, please.
I remember being a single man.
You remember being a single man looking for men?
Negative. I was a single man looking for not men. And by not men, I mean female. And not men that are dressed up as females. I mean actual women. And I remember the kind of chicks that would... I'm not transphobic. I'm just selective.
Being selective is oppressive.
Well, okay, I'm oppressive then.
Mm-hmm.
I remember kind of like, being single on the prowl, just got divorced, just was up for anything, But always, the shit that had anything to do with no strings attached, those chicks were fucking crazy. And you didn't want none of that. You didn't want any of it. You don't want anything, no strings attached. Sometimes strings are good. Have you ever worn shoes that don't have strings?
Yeah, man. I wear them all the time. They're non-slip.
Okay, I don't mean like flip-flops.
I've never seen non-slip flip-flops, sir.
I don't mean sliders. I don't mean flip-flops. I mean shoes. You ever wore a pair of shoes that were designed to have strings but didn't have strings?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. People are designed to have fucking strings, okay? Because a relationship's like a fucking spider web, okay? One of you are the spider that's in the middle, the other one gets caught in the web, and the other one is the bug that gets caught in the web.
Then eaten and digested.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with that 110%. Don't be the bug caught in the web.
You don't want a webless. You don't want a webless relationship. You don't want a stringless relationship. You're only setting you or someone else up for fucking failure. It's a bad idea.
Hey, man, you bring up your ex-wife a lot. How old were you when you first got married?
I was 23, 24.
Jesus Christ. Why
yeah.
So young, bro?
Because I was a fucking idiot.
I didn't say that.
I thought I was in love, Dr. Dirty D.
Well,
I thought maybe I couldn't do no better. I thought maybe I needed to settle down.
And then brick wall.
And that was a fucking mistake.
Well, thank God there were no kids involved.
Yes.
Or property.
Yes.
That's one hell of a contract to break.
Yeah. We were really like official roommates. Mm-hmm. If anything.
You still talk to the ex-wife?
No.
No? Holy shit.
No, it was like a salt the earth kind of thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, really sorry to hear that.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Like
all bridges burned
to the ground, incinerated.
To the fucking ground. They're so burned that it actually created a like an interdimensional rift.
It broke the space-time continuum.
Yeah, it's kind of like putting on the mask in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Mm-hmm. You remember the cowl of the night, whatever.
Oh goodness, the Night Mother.
not the Night Mother. It was like that thing you got from the Thieves Guild.
I don't remember Oblivion's Thieves Guild, man. It's been many years. I can remember Skyrim's kinda. I remember getting the lockpick that couldn't break.
Yeah. It was like a mask you'd put on, right? Mm-hmm. And you'd become the hold on just a second. Fuck, what's it called? Doesn't matter what it's called. It was like this cowl you'd put on, and any kind of crimes you would commit were no longer valid when you took it off.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it basically created like an interdimensional rift where everything you did as the I forgot, the Gray Fox, mm-hmm. when you had the cowl on, it didn't apply to you when you took the cowl off. So everything in that marriage does not translate into real life anymore.
Well,
none of the people I knew, none of the shit I did, none of it. It's all gone.
That sounds like a mission success.
Yeah, you can call it that.
Jesus. What are you, like 29 now?
30.
30. So I'll be there in like 3 years. But yeah, so 30, married at 24, 25, because you were in love and you thought that was the way you were supposed to live your life.
Yeah, you know,
that's what the box tells us.
I'm a very monogamous guy, you know. Like, I've never cheated on a girlfriend. If I found some other girl that I liked more, I would just break up and then pursue the other one, you know. And I just figured, me and this chick, we were living together. So we might as well just...
tie the knot.
Yeah, so I could get a tax break.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like a bad idea, even from my position. It's like, that doesn't sound too bad. You're living together, been living together. Like, why don't we just be married?
Yeah, exactly.
For the past X amount of years. And then shit happened.
Well, really, we both just got older.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they always say that, like, opposites attract?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a fucking lie.
Of course it's a fucking lie. It's fucking terrible. If somebody doesn't have any of the same interests as you, how the hell are you going to do anything worthwhile? You may learn a few things, but you're going to hate the other person's guts because they're just so fucking different.
There's only so much Glee a man can watch. There's only so much...
Glee?
There's only so much fucking... Big Bang Theory a man can watch.
None?
Until he just wants... Until the point of, like, death sounds appealing.
So, one episode, right?
Yeah, more than that. More than that. Yeah. It was bad, man. Everything was different. Musical taste.
Ugh.
Movie taste.
Ugh.
Political taste.
Oh, how does that work? Oh, I don't even want to hear about it. Move it along.
Oh, fuck. It's just not good. Not good. But yeah, it's done. It's gone with. I got a nice little lady now.
All right.
She's awesome. Couldn't ask for better. She's better than the last one in all respects.
So it seems like you leveled up.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
She's also a little younger than the last one. So, yeah.
Possibly a little dumber.
No, not smarter.
Wow. I don't know how to feel about that.
In a good way.
Okay.
In a good way. Because I would call, in Glee, the TV show,
mm-hmm.
how they would do, like these
bad
Broadway... Yeah, they would do, like, these Broadway versions, these show tune versions of pop songs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the X... I thought those versions were better than the originals.
Ooh, oh, man. Oh, God. No. Abort. Red flag.
And I'd have to listen to that. All the fucking time. And it kind of made me want to take a power drill. Yeah, just put it on the temple and press go.
Just slow motion suicide.
Yeah. It's terrible. The new lady. New lady. Not at all. She doesn't go for that shit.
She's got the good taste. All right, shit.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of a story from here in Detroit. Some strange stories. Well, they're not really strange. Well, this one's not, at least. Early in the year, there was a huge raid on this inn. It was a truck stop. It was right behind a strip club. So, things.
Hooker raid.
Nope. That was part of it, but it wasn't the main reason. The entire inn, except for 2 rooms at a time, was being rented out by one guy. And within these rooms that he was renting out were drug deals, sex trafficking, and just all around tomfoolery and fucketry. And, it was a local urban legend around here. Like, oh, if you live in this hotel, you're probably either a crack whore, or a drug dealer, or a drug addict. Well, it got raided. Got raided so hard, and so many people went to jail, that now, within the past couple of days, this iconic in has been demolished. Right
They-
at the end of the year, they demolished it. Yeah, because
They tore it down to the fucking ground.
Yeah, they tore it down to the fucking ground. Just like it got raided earlier in the year, and now it's gone. It's just gone. Just
Shit, they did some shit like that in Chicago. There's a little area called Bowling Green, I think. It was just a really bad place. Really bad area. There's always kinds of garbage going on, and the city's solution was just to tear it to the fucking ground.
it's probably for the best.
And they got the same thing going on in Washington, D.C. with a place. It's called Berry Farms. It was a guy back in the day, man. He is like before the Civil War. He owned a bunch of slaves or whatever. His name was Barry.
Mm-hmm.
He owned the whole area. It was a big farm. And he let all the slaves go before the Civil War. And they just kind of hung out there. But then later on, I guess the government or whatever bought the place. And they decided just to make the place like kind of like a subsidized housing area. Like back in the 50s. And it became Berry Farms, which is kind of like Bowling Green, man. It's just a bad area.
Oh, man.
It's run down, like the landlords don't do it justice. But how could they? Because there's so much malarkey going on. And they just decide to... The solution was just to tear it to the fucking ground. You still there? There you go.
Oh, wow, really? Hold on, I'm going to be muting you for like 30 seconds. Took it to the bathroom.
Hey, can you come off the mic a little bit?
Sure. It's the mic on the laptop, actually. It's not even the snowball right now.
Okay.
Just give me a second. Mute me for a moment.
Alright, so this place, they got tore down. Like, what was it called? Victory Inn? Yeesh.
Legendary place. Legendary. Been there for
Man,
years.
there's some places in South Jackson in Mississippi that, holy fuck. Like, you wouldn't even imagine how much madness goes on there.
I don't want to. Actually, I kind of do. There's some strangeness all throughout this great United 50 states. We're going to touch on a little bit of all of it.
Okay.
I even got some possible guests lined up from people from different states. Like someone from the state of California. Who only wants to talk about herself and how terrible her life is.
Man, there's a lot of job opportunities in California for like the stuff I'm studying in school.
Mm-hmm. What exactly are you studying?
Geographic information science.
What the fuck is that? That's a lot of fucking syllables, man.
It's the shit that makes Google Maps work, basically.
Oh shit! You got the S and STEM going on there, and a little bit of M as well. For mathematics.
Yeah. A little STEM.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of jobs in San Diego.
San Diego.
But man, I just can't I can't do it, dude. I don't want to fucking move out there to California.
You'd have to deal with the wonderful weather all the time, and the people not driving well, and the very clean accents all the time.
It's not that. It's like, dude, I got a bunch of guns. I've got so many guns. And they would all be illegal there.
Oh. I don't know, man. I think they're legal there.
Yeah, they're legal if the cops don't catch you with them.
Yeah.
Which isn't illegal at all.
Pretty sure they got like an open carry type law or some shit. I remember watching a movie back in the 90s. It was like, oh, make sure you have the gun. No, I wasn't watching a movie. Reading a fucking book. And the guy did something with the gun. He hid the gun, and that made it a concealed weapon. So that's what the charge they got him on.
You're not thinking of like Training Day, are you?
No, not Training Day. It wasn't a movie.
Okay. There's just like nothing legal happening in Training Day. It's all illegal as fuck.
Yeah, man.
Alright, so I got a little bit of...
Down you go. Nearly a year ago.
I got a little bit of current events.
Mm-hmm. That was my current event.
I think it's funny. It's funny how ultimately the only solution was just to demolish the place.
Oh, of course.
It's like, I'm sure they had tried a whole bunch of shit like community policing and all that kind of shit, but the only thing that...
No.
Well, it's a really... Community policing is a really big kind of policing philosophy they started in like the 90s. Because it helped clean up New York City.
Mm-hmm.
The cops come through and, you know, they're kind of like... You got these one guys, you know, these couple of dudes or 4 dudes or 8 dudes or whatever, but they're the same ones all the time.
Yeah.
And so the community, and they don't just go around and busting people for bullshit, you know. They just go around, and if there's people there that aren't supposed to be there, then, you know, they go after those.
Oh, that sounds a lot like the little groups we got running around here in these parts. Well, not in these parts. I live on the southwest Detroit near that Victory Inn. On the east side, we have this group known as the Detroit 300. And what they do is they get together a mob and police the streets, so to speak. It's like a neighborhood watch plus, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of... Yeah. They had a thing back in the day that was called the Guardian Angels.
Huh.
And they were kind of like a unofficial neighborhood watch kind of thing,
mm-hmm.
but it was nationwide.
Damn. Didn't think of that.
Yeah, kind of like a neighborhood watch, you know, but yeah, for the whole country. And but the community policing thing was, you got like the same cops that come around an area,
mm-hmm.
and then all of like the small business owners and shit know them and trust them and talk with them and stuff. And so whenever some dumb shit happens, they'll kind of tap into the community, and the community will rat out the guy that did the dumb shit. You know?
Well, that sounds fucking great when it happens that way, because that's the way it's supposed to happen.
Right. Yeah, there's certain places where that's really not a fucking option.
Mm-hmm.
Like Baltimore. That shit ain't gonna happen in Baltimore. That shit ain't gonna happen in Chicago. That shit ain't gonna happen in Detroit. Or in like someplace in LA. It's just not gonna happen, you know?
It could. I have hope. I'm a very hopeful person. Very positive. Gotta stay positive, stay alive.
Yeah.
You know, the community could get together and be like, we are tired of this. We're not gonna deal with this. That's it. We're done. We're not going to let you do this. No more no snitching. We're going to be snitching on everybody. About everything.
Yeah. I think the thing is that a lot of the time, the people that do this shit are like, they're somebody's relative, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do you really want to, like, rat out your bitch cousin? Yeah.
No. You don't.
No, man. You know, you're like, yeah, he's a dipshit, but he doesn't deserve to go to prison. You know,
he didn't do nothing.
Didn't do nothing.
Nothing at all. Yeah, he fired into a crowd of 18 people, but he didn't kill nobody. He didn't hit nobody.
His intentions were pure.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, that was a philosophy they had going. It worked out in New York City.
That's probably why they don't have guns now.
Yeah, no shit. But I don't know.
Too well.
I think the climate of policing's kind of changed a little bit to where they've come a little more militaristic, and they're like going after people. They're trying to like preemptively go after people. Didn't do nothing.
Nothing at all. Yeah, he fired into a crowd of 18 people.
I don't like the sound of cops like up one cock hair away from blowing my shit away.
Exactly.
That's for sure. Yeah. I'm like, I got no problems with the cops. I mean, fuck it. I was almost a cop. Like, I applied, went through the whole interview process to be a cop in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only because I didn't want to move.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't want to move because my marriage was on the rocks, and I was really sure my bitch would leave me. Which she did anyways, so...
Good call.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm gonna be out in a different state, different city, without any of my support, my family or anything. And if she leaves me while I'm doing this high stress job, like, I don't know how I'm gonna take that. You know,
gotta do what you gotta do, and you did what you did, and it came out good for you in the end. I mean,
yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that. Yeah, but
now
I was
like
a prison
lazy fat ass.
You're not, dude. You're a hardworking motherfucker.
Yeah, so what? I work 3 jobs, but they're fucking simple as shit jobs.
Whatever, man. I work 1 job sometimes.
I was like, damn, you were almost a cop. I'm like, you know, if I wasn't so fat and squishy.
Fuck it, dude. You could be a fucking cop. You ever seen Cops before?
Yeah, they come to the restaurant all the time, overflowing. Dude can't run a mile.
Well, they probably could at the academy, but that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I was a prison guard for a little while.
Oh wow, shit! You went through it, dude.
Yeah, I thought, you know, that might be a good way to get my foot in the door with law enforcement.
If you're trying to be like a sheriff, I think.
Yeah, I really want to be a deputy, sheriff's deputy. I didn't need to be a prison guard to do that, but I just thought it'd be good. You know, it might give me an edge up on somebody.
It does.
And so I did that for a few years, and dude, I hated my fucking life. It's not even the job per se. It's the fact that I was living like 12-hour shifts in a fucking prison.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm getting paid.
You're not an attendant there. You're there because someone's paying you to be there, and it's just like, this shit sucks.
But even getting paid to be there still sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was bad, man. They
still
cut out smoking. I couldn't fucking smoke anymore. And then when I'd see a prisoner smoking, I didn't have the heart to tell him, hey, cut that shit out. Because at least I could go home and smoke, you know? I was like, God, I fucking hate it, man. There's just, I don't know, man. I'm a very free person. I'm an American, okay?
Very American.
I'm an American, and I enjoy freedom.
In America, enjoy freedom.
And just being paid.
Yeah.
Just being paid to fucking deprive somebody of their liberty. I
couldn't
do it. I couldn't do it anymore. But, I can't imagine the kind of shit cops have to put up with. Because I know it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than just training. It's got to be, you got to be a specific type of person.
Yeah. Normally a psychopath.
Well, no, ideally not a psychopath.
Well,
but
That's usually the type of person that goes to those type of jobs.
Yeah.
A psychopath on average.
Exactly. Somebody that just loves like telling people what to do.
Oh no, not that at all. It's someone who doesn't care about enough of themselves to want to put themselves in harm's way. That's a psychopathic trait.
I don't understand.
Okay. To be a cop, you have to be willing to put yourself at risk.
Yeah.
Psychopaths don't really have like a fear type deal. They will put themselves at risk for other people because they don't value themselves like that.
But they don't value other people like that either.
Correct.
Okay, so you're talking about like Judge Dredd.
Mm-hmm. I am the law.
Just indiscriminately murking motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't need those guys being cops. I'm not saying they gotta be like fucking Barney Fife, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Keeping a bullet in their pocket and not in their gun. But at the same time, you kinda gotta like be a dad.
Yeah.
And like everybody's your kid. Like, hey, quit that shit. Like, hey, you know better than that. Hey, you there.
Knock that dumb shit off.
You see what you're doing? You see what you're doing? You smoking those crack rocks and you knock that shit off. Don't do that so much. Not out in public. Go find a place and you could do that there, but don't do it out in public. If I see you doing it again, I'm going to take your ass. We're going to go downtown.
Yeah, we need more cops like that.
Yeah, that's basically what I was. That's basically how I did it as a prison guard. I was like, hey, nah, you can't smoke weed, man. You can't smoke weed. If I catch you doing it again, I'm like, hey. Just, you could do it when I'm not here. How about that? You see me coming, you put it away. And I tell him, I was like, hey, I'm like the rain. As long as you got a roof, you don't get wet. But if I see you, you don't got a roof, you get wet. I got to write you up. Feel free to appeal it or whatever. I don't give a shit. But listen, can't be doing that shit when I'm around. Hey, you there. You fucking that other guy up the ass. Can't do that. Can't do that. That's not good.
It's consensual.
No, not even consensual. No sex. I'm like, hey, I don't want to see that shit. Don't do it when I'm around. We're all good. And for the most part, everybody was with that, They're like, hey, when he's around, don't do dumb shit. Worked out.
Just like the real world.
Yeah, exactly, like the real world. You don't do dumb shit when the cops are around. You won't see me drinking beer and driving when a cop is behind me.
I have tinted windows, you see, so... Just to be safe, though, I don't do that. I just keep it in between my legs. I look around first, check my mirrors.
We're going to say I don't do that, but on the off chance, hypothetically, that I did, I don't do it when cops are behind me.
Yeah.
So I saw an article on theringer.com.
Mm-hmm. Never heard of that site before.
Yeah, me neither. But it had the diverging and bizarre paths of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal.
Is this another version of the Expendables that I haven't seen yet?
I don't believe so. So like Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's did an Amazon show called like Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Okay.
And it's actually pretty funny. It's pretty good. But on the other hand, you got Steven Seagal, which may or may not be a fucking fraud as far as like martial arts go.
Well, at one point maybe he was good at it at Kimbo. I think his
Aikido?
Yeah, whatever the fuck he was doing. All I know is that, he would twist his hand and then you'd hear cracking noises in movies he were in, okay?
Yeah, I've taken some Aikido. I don't know if you can really say that I know Aikido, but I've taken like 2 months worth of classes. And I would say that like in ancient Japan, it would be useful.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, you're probably going to get your shit pushed in.
In America.
In America, fucking in anywhere, man.
In America,
In Antarctica. So this guy, he was a New Yorker writer. Yeah, the magazine called The New Yorker.
I'm aware of
There's
that.
a writer. Yeah, there's a writer. His name was Mark Singer. He recorded Donald Trump in 1997 getting bored watching John Travolta's Michael, where he played an angel.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead switching it to Bloodsport, a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, which was made in 1988. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's a pretty cool movie.
Yeah.
Trump called Bloodsport an incredible, fantastic movie and assigned his son, Eric, then 13, to fast forward straight to all the fight scenes. So, like last year, Jean-Claude Van Damme, he was giving a TMZ interview, and he said, "Look, I love my brother Muslims. They love martial arts. I love them. I love everybody on Earth. Right now, we need Donald Trump."
That caused some waves.
Okay, and Van Damme, who once attended a bare-knuckle fight with Vladimir Putin in Russia, also said that America and Russia need to be friends because, quote, "all the rest are weak country, except America is strong and Russia is strong, so they have to shake hands."
That sounds like a direct quote.
That is a direct quote.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Belgium or Brussels or somewhere. Yeah, Brussels. So Steven Seagal, who's from Michigan, put up Detroit.
Yeah.
Putin
in the movies.
Vladimir Putin awarded him with Russian citizenship.
I am Vladimir Putin, and I like Steven Seagal movies.
It was after Seagal. I think it was after Seagal defended Putin's annexation of Crimea, which is part of the Ukraine. And let's see. Apparently, Steven Seagal has a blues rock band. He performed in a 2014 concert in Crimea on stage, decorated with the flag of pro-Russia separatists in Ukraine.
Holy shit.
Like, the weird thing about Ukraine is half the country speaks Ukrainian and the other half speaks Russian. And so it's kind of like two nations within one state.
Kind of like Montreal. One half speaks French, the other one speaks English.
I would like it more to like El Paso, where one side speaks Spanish and the other speaks English.
But a little bit more violent towards each other. I get you.
Fuck it, man. Dude, I gotta tell you about the time I was in El Paso. So, I joined the Army in 2006. And I went to basic training in a place called... fuck it, what was it called? God damn it, I can't believe I'm drawing a... It's been so long since I've been there.
Bumfuck. Texas?
Yeah. Well, Lawton, Oklahoma.
Holy shit.
Is the name of the town. God, hold on just a second. Let me think about it. The fuck was the place called? Fuck it, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Look on the map, Lawton, Oklahoma. Look at the local military base. That's the place I went. This is a place where all artillery people in the Army go.
Oh, shit. What are you... what are you, like the second, third?
No, artillery's a pretty big... I guess it's a pretty big world, because I did air defense artillery.
Oh, okay.
Like, we had this thing called the Avenger missile system.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Humvee with a turret in the trunk of it. And it shot Stinger missiles, which are like surface-to-air, heat-seeking missiles.
Mm-hmm. Infrared.
And yeah, it was to take out airplanes and helicopters and shit. Not that we ever did that, because the Air Force is so awesome that they blow shit up on the ground, so we never have to do our jobs. But, so I went, they had a thing called AIT, it's called Advanced Individual Training, which is weird because it's not really individual training, because you're there with a big group of people.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. So we went to Fort Bliss, Texas, which is right there in El Paso. And at the time, like, the drug war was really kicking up.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucking drug cartels were killing, like, soldiers and shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anybody that had any kind of, like, affiliation with the U.S. government was a target, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never been to a desert before, you know? Grew up out in the fucking woods in Mississippi. I go to fucking Oklahoma, which is like a big dust bowl. And the next thing I know, I'm in a goddamn desert. I think it's like, it might be part of the Sonoran Desert. I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's right there in the armpit of Texas, between Mexico and New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I knew what you meant when you said armpit.
and, holy shit, man. That place was wacky. It was the first time I ever saw a goth Mexican girl.
Was she fat?
No, she wasn't. She was actually pretty hot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And, just the whole thing was strange. I'd never been to that part of the world before, and it was very weird. I'd never been to a border town before. So, I remember there was this one time that, because drugs were very prevalent, you know, because you're in fucking El Paso, right next to Juarez. I remember one time getting woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 2, 3 a.m. And there was the military police coming up through the barracks with these fucking ass-eating German Shepherds.
Searching for contraband.
They just kicking in the doors, man. Just kicking in the fucking doors, and this fucking dog comes in your room, and they has all outside our rooms next to the wall. And I was like, what the fuck did I do? You know? And of course they didn't find anything, because I wasn't up to any shenanigans back then.
Oh.
And I was only like 19.
Yeah, so. 19 years old. Shit.
Yeah.
You didn't know anyone yet. You couldn't find fucking rails of coke.
I wasn't doing crosswords back then.
Yeah.
So, and then I remember, it was about 9 years later, because I remember hearing a story a few months later that some people that did the Patriot missile system shit, which is a different weapon system, they got busted for having like crack and shit in their room. These people in the fucking army, okay? They got busted for having crack and meth and shit.
Sounds about right.
All right, so like you get drug tested all the goddamn time. So like, how fucking stupid do you gotta be, you know? And plus you're in fucking El Paso, you know, so of course they're gonna do this testing shit. So it wasn't until like 8, 7 years later that I kind of put the two together, and I was like, oh, it was because of those motherfuckers that I got woke up in the middle of the night and had fucking big ass-eating dogs coming in my room.
Fucking with my bunk. Messing with my junk.
Oh, man, it was wild. I remember on a certain podcast, they were asking when was the legal drinking age on base. Well, back then, at that base, at Fort Bliss, the legal drinking age was 18.
Huh.
And I was getting fucked up all the time. Drinking like a fucking moron. And I don't think that was the way it was in all of the services or even in all of the bases. But at that particular one, I think they just wanted to keep us on the base and not out in El Paso getting drunk and doing dumb shit. So, yeah.
Sounds about right. Sounds good. Doesn't sound like a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was a dumb idea. In hindsight, I shouldn't have did it. So if you're thinking about joining the Army, don't do that.
I agree.
You need to rethink your life's decisions. You know, maybe go to vocation school.
Votech is a way out.
Go be an electrician or something. Don't be a machinist because that shit's dead. But plumbing, electrician, you don't got to join the Army. You don't need to go to college.
Just need to get you a skill that you can exploit.
Absolutely.
That other people need. Don't join the military. No one's Army. Don't become a Marine where they give you crayons for lunch.
I don't know, man. I don't know about Fort Sill. Fort Sill was...
Yep, that's what it was called.
Fort Sill was the name of the base in Oklahoma.
SILL. I was like, Sill? Like silly?
There was they had Geronimo's graveyard there. Yeah, like the crazy Native American guy, Geronimo. He got imprisoned there, and that's where he died.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I guess from old age. I don't know. One of my drill sergeants, which is what they call them in the Army. I know in the Marine Corps they call them drill instructors, and then in the Air Force they call them training instructors. But in the Army they're called drill sergeants. And one of my drill sergeants was Shoshone Indian. And the day before we were going to graduate, so check this shit out. This guy had some sage bundled up. And he had these fucking eagle feathers, dude. And he lit the sage on fire. And he fanned us with the smoke of it. And he was like, "This is what my people do once you've become a warrior. But it doesn't make you a goddamn Indian."
That dude gets bonus points. You're a warrior, but you're not a fucking Indian, so don't even fucking try.
Oh shit. Yeah. They took it a little easier on us because we were joining in an especially heightened part of the war on terrorism when we were going full retard on Iraq and Afghanistan. And so they were just treating anybody who'd volunteer that wanted to go. They were like, okay, so these people know what they're getting themselves into. Wrong. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. We watched fucking Black Hawk Down way too many times.
And thought this is man.
And learned none of the lessons that movie had to teach. Yeah. Bad idea. Yeah, so, if you think something you want to do, serving your country, I don't frown upon that. Especially if you're from a different country than America, like if you're in Canada, you should join, man. It's pretty cool. I've served with those guys. They had it good. They had a lifetime supply of maple syrup, which was apparently very important.
Very fucking important.
You can have cool beards.
Oh.
They let you grow beards. Serve people from Denmark. They can also grow cool beards. We can't do that. We can only have mustaches. Serve people from Italy, but I don't think they were a ideal representation. People of Italy, because they were fucking weirdos. I don't know though.
Military,
dude. They all wore jean shorts and like one size, yeah, and one size too small polos with the fucking collars popped up, and they all look like they're in their 40s. So I don't know, man.
Miss Scoozy.
So, I guess typically this is where we would do gun reviews.
Oh man, you're the one with all the guns.
I've had a lot, but I no longer have so much.
Mm-hmm. You are sharing a dorm with someone who's probably unfamiliar.
Yeah. Well, I share a bathroom, but I don't share a room with anybody. That part of my life's behind me. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, last semester, man. Last semester. But I can tell you, alright, so definitive, absolute review I can give is of the M16A2.
That's the burst fire and single shot one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus the M4A1.
That's fully auto.
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's got all three.
The real difference between the two is the length.
I would think, because the M4 has always been like known as the small one.
Yeah, it's shorter, which is cool for like clearing rooms or whatever. But the M16 is a little bit longer. It's more accurate overall, and traditionally, except unless you count like the Vietnam era ones, which was the M16A1, that one had a single shot and full auto. But it's got
single shot.
Yeah, it's got the triangle grip on it, though. I think they found out back then that maybe giving full auto to just anybody makes them want to shoot at shit like they're in an action movie.
Shoot from the hip.
Yeah, like you're fucking like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator, and you just run it through there shooting from the hip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the original Punisher movie. The original
with Dolph
Punisher
Lundgren?
movie. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, is he trying to make Sylvester Stallone faces while he's shooting that pig?
Yeah. I've shot both. I've actually shot the M16A4 as well. It's the same thing as A2. It just had cool quad rails on it with this cool little laser sight that only shows up with night vision.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome. That's how the army rolls. Like when they go to Afghanistan and shit, they own the night. They got the night vision. They got the night vision optics. All their shit's rigged up to go at night and fuck people up when they're asleep. And that's how they roll. Because you can't shoot at nobody if you can't see them. And that's how they do shit. So we were transitioning towards that when I left. But yeah, I would have to say though, like if you're gonna get an AR-15, which people say that like AR stands for assault rifle.
It stands for Armalite, doesn't it?
Yeah, it stands for Armalite. It does not stand for assault.
17 shotgun.
No, it stands for Armalite, which is like I think the first civilian producer of like an M16 style rifle. But if you were going for recreational shooting, or especially for hunting, I'd go with the longer barrel.
Yeah.
I'd go for the longer one. You don't need the short one. The short one, I think it's like accurate up to...
I'd say 3 football fields at most.
I believe they say like 350 meters.
Okay, so yeah.
Or some shit.
3.5 football fields.
Yeah, it might be higher. I don't really know. I was in basic training when the M4 was around. But I could tell you that like the M16, the longer barrel, it's accurate up to like 600 meters.
Jeez, that's
yeah. It's just got a longer barrel. The bullet twists more, so it stays straighter,
longer
for a longer duration. So like there's people documented like Marines and Army sharpshooters getting like confirmed kills from 700 meters away with an accurized M16.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's fucking far off, dude. I'm sure they had like a cool scope on it or whatever, but like the point is that longer barrel makes it more accurate. That's the reason pistols aren't as accurate as rifles.
Yeah, pistols usually only accurate for about maybe at the absolute most 50 yards.
Yeah, that's about as much as you can hope for. If you got a really badass like competition thing, maybe like 75. I don't know. I'm sure if you're like fucking Hawkeye from the Avengers, you can shoot the cock off a mosquito from like 7 miles away or whatever. But yeah,
With the movie pistol.
yeah.
Hollywood
But the
pistol.
M9, the M9 Beretta, aka the 92 FS, I don't. I remember having to qualify with it, and I don't believe I shot any further than 50 meters, which is basically 50 yards. Yeah, it's a little farther, but not that much.
Not that much, yeah. Essentially because for 1 meter, that's 100 centimeters. For a foot, it's 30 centimeters. So, well, yeah.
A meter's like 3 feet, 3 inches, something like that. I don't know. We all use a metric system in the military, so it's...
I bounce back and forth so much, it's like, it's both are kind of second nature. That's why you say 350 meters. Like, okay, 3.5 football fields, because that's where it's at in my head.
Yeah, it's at... You wouldn't be wrong. That's about where it is. Yeah. It wouldn't be like if you're going like kilometers wise, you might get a little fucked up. But
yeah.
But like when you go meters to yards, it's pretty close. So if you yeah, I used to have. I didn't have a Beretta per se. I had a Taurus knockoff of the 92 FS. I think it was called
Beretta. Continues to be today's best and most reliable semi-automatic handgun for self-defense and concealed carry. Learn more about what has made it the official U.S. military sidearm since the 1980s.
Well, I can tell you what's probably made the most official sidearm.
What's that?
It's got to have something to do with lobbyists. Because, dude, you throw a fucking Glock in the mud and you pull that bitch up, it still shoots. I can't say you'd have the same reliability with an all-steel gun. That's all. It's a great gun. It's real accurate. I would say maybe it's more accurate because the trigger's crisper. But no, Glock is probably a better all. And Glocks are cheaper too.
Are they really? Aren't they mostly
absolutely, man. Absolutely, yeah. Like Beretta 92 FS is like an all-steel gun. It came out in the 80s. I think maybe the first movie it debuted on was Die Hard because John McClane uses it. But yeah, it's Italian. It's a great gun. I think it holds like 17 rounds, maybe 15, something like that. It's a great gun. Shoots great. But I've shot the Beretta, and I own a Glock, and I would have to say that Glock's a less steps to go from pulling the trigger to shooting something.
Huh. That sounds a bit more convenient.
Yeah. I liked the Taurus owned had a decocker on it. So the Beretta is like a double action, single action gun. So if you don't cock the hammer back, the first trigger pull is what they call a single action. You're pulling the hammer back, and then every follow-up shot is a double action, which is you just pull the hammer back, or you just pull the trigger, and the hammer goes until you're out of bullets. But the Glock is what they call like a striker fire pistol, and you don't have to pull any hammers back. There are no hammers. It's all internal. Glocks are cheaper. If you had to make the choice, I would say go with the Glock.
Mm-hmm.
If you found a Beretta
That
for
looks
super
so
cheap,
cool though.
it does look cool, man. It does look cool. You know what? If you had the money, you don't give a shit. Go for the Beretta. You know, if you got, ideally, you could get both and hold them in both hands and shoot them like you're in a fucking movie
and miss every goddamn shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit! I didn't know the Glock 21 was a 45.
What's that?
The Glock 21 is a 45.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. I know the 17, the 19, and they got a bunch.
Yeah, they got the 36 is also a 45.
Apparently, they've got like some sort of weird Glock 357 round.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's what the secret. It's what the Secret Service uses. Because 357 is the definitive man killer or man stopper, and they carry like a 357. It's called GAC, Glock Automatic Caliber, I think.
Let's see, the Glock 31 is a 357 SIG variant of the full size 22.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
The Glock 31, 15 rounds. 15 rounds of three.
Yeah, man. I don't think they're as long. I don't think they're as long as a normal 357 round. Because, like,
when is Glock going to release a 50 cal pistol? Like the Desert
Eagle.
Eagle.
I don't think you'd want to shoot that, dude. Like,
I don't think anyone would want to. It's just there for scare factor. Like, look at my big ass gun.
Like the Desert Eagle.
It's so fucking heavy.
Yeah, it came out. They've got like this weird like competition shooting in Israel. Where they shoot through like concrete targets or some shit. And that's how the 50 cal pistol came to be. Now, don't like. So you're thinking of like a 50 cal sniper rifle, which is used to take out tanks and shit, and then you're thinking of like a 50 cal pistol. That's not the same bullet.
No.
You know, one's obviously much shorter, but still, though, you wouldn't want to shoot this in a fucking pistol. Like it's overkill.
You were just mentioning Israel, weren't you? Like, yeah, they have a redesign of the Desert Eagle. I bet theirs is the one that shoots the 50 cal.
Yeah, Israel's the guys that came up with the fucking Uzi. So, I mean,
those Jewish guys really know how to get some weapons for killing folks.
I guess it's because they're like always under siege or something. So, have you heard any new music recently?
Just a bit, yeah. I've been into some weird, like, disco funk type deal, if I could call it that, from, who would I want to say? It's from Chromeo. I think they're called Chromeo. And it's just been like, yeah, you know, every song that's been playing from them that's been on my playlist has just been kicking my ass. Like, yeah, man, this is kind of funky. But I don't want to talk about the good stuff. I want to talk about the dog shit.
Okay.
So I listened to the new Eminem album.
Oh, yes. I recall this. I haven't heard it, but I recall you saying that you'd listened to it. So I'm very interested to what you have to say.
It seems like a white guy is trying to tell me how oppressed I am.
So you would say that Eminem's gone full SJW?
He's went full SJW, and there's no turning back. And it just seems like the entire album was mixed by 45 different people, and it has no direction. It seems lost, dazed, and confused. Yeah, there's a couple of good one-liners, but it's just all like battle rap quips and shit. And let's see what else good would I have to say about it. It's subversive at times, but not enough for
subversive.
Yeah, like you'd say, one of the songs uses a sample from Joan Jett, "I Love Rock and Roll."
Okay.
Instead of going, "I love rock and roll," it goes, "I love you because you remind me of me." Yeah, that's pretty much
Can you say that again for me?
I love you, And it's completely jarring, completely out of the way. Like, you know, it goes normally. I love you because you love me of me.
That's fucking stupid.
It's one of actually the better tracks on the album, in my opinion.
I remember when he released a few songs for Southpaw, a movie where Jake Gyllenhaal got super fucking jacked
for boxing.
Yeah, and there are a few on there, but even still, like, so Eminem was like, as far as rap is concerned, he was pretty fucking old, you know? Mm-hmm. So hearing him talk about his dick like a samurai sword.
Hear him talking about his wee-wee?
Was kind of weird, you know? Like, dude, how fucking old are you? How old's your goddamn daughter now?
Oh, she's hot.
Is she a teenager now?
She's an adult, dude. She's in her 20s.
Okay, so I'm listening to this guy talk about his dick like it's a samurai sword, and he's got a full-grown fucking daughter, okay? I'm like, motherfucker, you need to, like, lay off that shit. But whatever, you know, obviously you do you, right? So, Jesus.
Like,
I've never liked Eminem. I'm just going to have to say it. I've never liked him. I always thought his voice was fucking weird.
Well, all I have to say is you are lucky, because I was a fan for a very long time in my life. And hearing this is just like, you can't be considered the GOAT now. You seriously can't. Like, this is such a terrible album. Oh, and its rap style is kind of robotic now. It's like, like, it's like the last few albums, the last two bits of it, he kept trying to remix it and try to get the same flavor and vibe from it, but it just didn't come out well. It's like, it's kind of like Rap God, but not as good or as vibrant or explosive. Kind of like, shit, what was that one song where he was sampling Def Leppard? You know, he's got a lot of songs where he samples old rock records, but it doesn't work as well as it did for the song like that. And he's got
I remember when he sampled a fucking, God, what's it called? Dream On by Aerosmith.
Dream on for these kids that don't have a thing except for a dream and a fucking rap magazine.
Yeah. And
great song.
Well, growing up, all we had was like classic rock radio station. We didn't really listen to country music. You know, we just listened to classic rock all the time. So I heard Dream On probably about 50 trillion fucking times.
Yeah.
So it's like Aerosmith was like in this weird, they're trying to be like Led Zeppelin. And they hadn't really found their feet, I guess, yet. Because it was back in the fucking 60s. When they released that. But, yeah. I'm not a fan of the song Dream On. And I'm not a fan of the Eminem song either. It's just like,
different parts of the world, man. It's understandable. But
the only I would have to say the only Eminem song I actually really liked was the one that was like featured on 8 Mile.
Mom's Spaghetti.
yeah, that was it. That's the only one. This is pretty badass. Liked it. Yeah. I mean, I like rap music. I listen to a lot of rap. I'd have to see recently. There's a local rapper actually, and he's kind of gotten big. His name's Big Crit.
Never heard of him.
Okay.
He's local for you guys?
He's local in the South. Kind of like Little Boosie is. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Little Boosie's like more...
but yeah, what do you think of Eminem's daughter?
I have not seen her.
Well, I kind of just posted a link.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I wouldn't want to date her, that's for fucking sure. You imagine having Eminem as a fucking stepfather? Or father-in-law? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's pretty pointy.
Absolutely pointy. How fucking old is she?
I think she was born in like 95. So she's like 22.
God damn. For so much of my life, it was this little girl, man. That's fucking weird.
How do you think
he's always
he
like,
feels about
he was making like weird songs and shit to her, like that fucked up Mockingbird song, which is lame as shit. but still, I could tell that came from like a place of love, you know. This is little girl.
How do you think he feels about it? Have you seen Kurt Cobain's daughter?
I would assume that he feels pretty happy that his daughter came out looking super fucking hot.
But he has to deal with everybody being in some shitty lurking. They could be sitting at your Burger King spitting in your underwear on your legs.
Oh, fuck it. Dude, you gotta be...
Put the system down with the windows out.
You gotta be fucking retarded to mess with this chick. I wouldn't at all creep on her. Oh, I don't know. It's, you know, his whole shit's like an act, you know, so... Not that I'm scared of him or anything. It's just like... It's weird. Like, I've learned... When I was young, his daughter was a kid, you know? Like, when I was a teenager, his daughter was a little girl. And to hear him, like, talk about her and shit... It's, you know, it's kind of like, okay, so if you had, like, I guess... Maybe a family member, almost?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. But if you think about it, if you compare her to Frances Bean Cobain, which is Kurt Cobain's daughter.
Okay. Well, I would have to say I haven't seen her yet, but let me check it out real quick.
It's like
Frances Bean Cobain. Bean?
Yeah, as in bush beans.
Like whoa, man, she looks fucking scary. All right, let me see.
She looks kind of like Lord.
I would say hotter. I'll tell you this much: I wouldn't have any beans about approaching her over Haley Scott. Because this chick's older.
She's around our age, around my age.
Yeah, she's closer to my age than the other one is.
And she seems like she's been through some shit, and she's got low self-esteem.
She kind of looks like a fucking vampire. Not in a good way.
Let's look at Michael Jackson's daughter.
Oh, which one? Blanket or
the actual daughter, Paris Jackson.
Paris Jackson.
She's 19.
I don't fuck with teenagers. Like any teen. I just don't fuck with teenagers.
I'm just trying to.
I go to college, man. I go to like 80% of everybody there is teenagers, and I see them. They all look like little girls to me.
Like, I'm trying to find a family resemblance.
How the fuck is her dad black?
It's a good question.
She's not black at all, dude.
She has no features that resemble him at all, except for like these weird pictures that she had where she's just like being plain Jane as fuck. Then she looks kind of like Michael Jackson when after the surgeries and shit.
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Having a surgery doesn't change your DNA.
Exactly.
Your nose job doesn't pass on to your kids.
That's essentially what it looks like happened here.
Alright, so... Yeah. She kind of looks like Gila from H3H3. A hotter version, but...
I'm just trying to find a family resemblance. I just don't see it. Maybe she takes off her mother a lot, but there's no darkness to her. I mean, Michael Jackson was...
Dude, he's like a normal black guy.
Yeah, he was dark.
I would say like, so you got like dark skin, you got light skin. I would say he's like medium, but closer to dark.
That's what he was when he was younger.
Like he wasn't Eddie Murphy black.
No,
but he was. This chick might. I would say she's possibly like a fraction Arab, but by no means half black at all.
Like I'm looking at young Michael. Yeah, he was. I would say he's around. He's a shade lighter than me, 2 shades lighter than me, and just getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter.
That's an odd thing, dude, that I've encountered.
Wasn't vitiligo supposed to be rare?
It's a rare thing. It's an odd thing that I've encountered with black folks that they like will complain about, or they'll diss on each other for like their skin tone. Like they'll make fun of somebody for being too black. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, niggas ain't shit, dude. We make fun of each other for the dumbest shit. Listen, you come to school with an African name, African booty scratcher. You too dark. You black as night looking motherfucker. Like, oh yeah, man. We will annihilate each other for no reason, just because you're there and you look strange.
I went to I did a year at Jackson State University. Which
that even sounds black.
It's what they call HBCU. Historically black college / university. So yeah, I actually got a minority scholarship for going there. Yeah, I went there to get my GPA up because classes were fucking easy, and there were a lot of people there from like Chicago and Detroit and other places. I actually know a guy from Detroit. He's a really cool dude. I don't know where the fuck he is because he dropped out, but he was super fucking awesome. His name was James Brown, and
no relation.
Dude, yeah, no relation. But dude, if we could get him on the show, the guy was fucking awesome. He is conservative as fuck without realizing it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me. It's just
dude, he was so fucking conservative. It was fucking. He'd be right at home in Russia.
We do not need those gay people flaunting around their gayness. Like, it corrupts the children.
Yeah, that's exactly what he'd say. He would say, "Will, they'll be fucking kids." It's like, oh my god, dude, what's wrong with you? You can't be saying that shit in public.
Like that's the thing. Like here in Detroit, even though everyone votes Democrat, they're pretty fucking conservative. Like, I didn't know where I got my conservative from until I talked to my mom. She's like, those gay people are out of control. What do you mean? What's this LGBTQ WXYZ shit? This is stupid. Why are they doing this? I'm like, Mom, really? Whoa, calm down. Let people be people, Mom. Wasn't like this when I was Mom, you're only 55. Calm down.
Dude, like, there's some places in Atlanta where you'll get the shit beat out of you for being gay. Just for being gay. Like, it's not about skin tone or nothing. If you're gay, they will beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they're really trying to bring to people's attention. Like, hey, we still get stomped out because we like smoking some cock every now and again as being male, or munching some carpet for being female, or you know, maybe I'm in a dress.
I got nothing against gay people. Yeah, I got some friends that are gay. They're not very close friends.
Hold on. Oh, okay. I figured you're gonna say they were close friends. I was gonna mark off he's a bigot bingo real quick.
No, but I wouldn't like go and beat their ass.
Yeah, just let them be.
You know, either violently or sexually.
Exactly. Like, as a man once said before, like, you have a problem with gay marriage? Okay, don't get gay married.
I don't even give a shit that they get married. It's nothing to me, you know. It's I don't understand why the government has a dog in the fight for marriage at all. Isn't that like a religious institution?
Well, you see, the way taxes are set up.
Yeah, I know.
We want
so my thing is
married, but heterosexually and produce more children to pay off their debts.
Ideally, like, either everybody gets that tax break or nobody does. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get rid of the tax incentive, and I think you get rid of, 20% of the reasons to get married.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, I got married because of taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck. You know? And that was a mistake.
This is a bad idea.
But, yeah. Well, that's weird. I don't know. I understand, you know, you love somebody, whatever.
When a man loves a woman.
Absolutely. It's whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I couldn't give it. I'm too busy trying to sort my shit out to really worry about what else someone else is doing. And I think that, like, most people probably fall into that category.
Mm-hmm.
You should really be focused on what you're doing rather than what someone else is doing.
Speaking of focusing on what someone else is doing, someone just posted recently, as 10 hours ago, more goss incoming. Maddox wants to know why I haven't talked about my ex or why that shit upset me so much. Because my ex was physically and verbally abusive. She threatened to burn my house down. Yeah. Who the fuck is he talking about?
That's a conversation between Maddox and Waterboy.
Why is he still talking to Waterboy?
I think that's an old conversation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, Maddox has a website called The Best Page of the Universe.com.
It's a good page.
He's one of the, I guess, the first people on the internet to make fun of other people. And did it pretty good, you know.
Till 2006. I personally, I do say, go ahead, listen to his most recent podcast. You'll get bored every now and again, but it's mildly entertaining, especially with Rucka Ali, the head honcho moderator in charge.
I would say don't listen to it. I went 6 episodes in, couldn't do it anymore. It was just too fucking boring. Couldn't handle it.
It got better. Kinda.
Okay.
Like, he kind of dropped the whole arguing with himself premise very quickly around episode like 30-ish.
Because it sounded like somebody with fucking schizophrenia.
And so he let his guests argue the other side. He'd have them select the side that they would argue. Then he'd argue his point. Then he
very original format, by the way.
The most original of formats. So they would argue the other point that he would, and he would argue the opposite. Then originally, after, the first format change, he would go like, "Oh, you missed some points that I would have accepted," or something like that. And he would argue at the other point. Then it got too convoluted, and then it just fucking went straight down to, I argue this side, you argue that side. Let's throw in some current events and news, and let's argue with Rucka for 5 minutes to an hour, and then listen to voicemails at the absolute end.
Well, conversely, a relevant social media person, Filthy Frank, said Filthy Frank channel on YouTube is dead now.
Yeah. I was watching a Mumkey Jones video, awards for 2017, and he had a Filthy Frank's channel in memorandum.
I like some of his videos. It's not something you can. It's kind of like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really binge watch it. You can't binge watch it. You can do like 2-3 episodes at a time at most.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I still like it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's weird as fuck. He's like half Australian, half Japanese, but he talks like an American. I don't know how that happens.
Then he
But,
gets in his weird pink suit, talks about being a pedophile.
My favorite character Filthy Frank did was Salamander Man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Salamander Man. He would only talk and he would only say yes, really weird.
Yes.
He'd be like inhale, he'd be like yes. And that's the only way he would talk. I think my favorite video Filthy Frank did was the one where it was kind of like a Make-A-Wish kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was this black kid that had like some sort of fucked up disorder. I don't know if it was like Lou Gehrig's or what it was exactly, but he was like the smart astrophysicist guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Guy that's bound to a wheelchair.
Stephen Hawking?
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
He had like that kind of shit wrong.
Yeah.
And like he couldn't move his arms right. And his legs were like out of the question. And Filthy Frank did like a pimp my wheelchair thing for him. Where he made him like this golf cart that he couldn't use right.
Mm-hmm.
Because his legs don't move, so he can't use a gas pedal. But it was good. It was funny. It was funny as shit. R.I.P. Filthy Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently still doing music or something.
Yeah.
I listened to like one or two. He calls himself Joji. It's okay. It's all right. It's not my thing, but it's. I wouldn't call it shit.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of social media, people
Mm-hmm.
like JonTron started making videos again.
Yeah. And every time he makes a video, it breaks fucking YouTube. Usually ends up trending #1.
Yeah, it's surprising, considering the shitstorm he left off on.
Oh, yeah.
But,
gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a shit. Hey, just be funny.
Riding a bunch of
How much can you ask of somebody?
Yeah, just be
Be
funny.
entertaining. We
I
just
got
want you
the-
to be entertaining. We don't give a fuck. Yeah. You're asking too much, if you ask for anything else.
Shit, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, let's see. We're talking about... Oh, what happened between...
Oh, go ahead.
Digibro and... What's that shit called? PCP? Yeah, the PCP group. Like, I've been seeing it all over ED. Like, Encyclopedia Dramatica. Like, he was lying on Monkey Jones and shit like that. And, like, he was just fucking up all around.
I have absolutely no idea.
Shit.
I've been out of the loop for like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching some shit blow up with Mr. Medicare on Twitter.
Yeah. Crown T.
Crown T, yeah, man. Like Crown T, like went after Aiden Paladin.
Yeah. He went after everybody.
And like, I'm like, dude, why are you gonna go after her for? Like, she's seems like a really nice person. She's snarky, yeah, but
of course,
why are you gonna go after her though?
She's one of Braving Ruins like admins on his Discord server. She calls herself the Stat Stot.
So, I guess we'll end it out with the America podcast.
Oh, yeah. It's almost
Beer,
tequila,
beer review.
All right, shit.
You're doing tequila, but I want to hear a beer review, man.
You want to hear a beer review from me? All
yeah.
right.
What have you been drinking recently?
Well, recently I've had quite a few things.
Well, just narrow it down to one.
I'll narrow it down to one. I'll narrow it down to my most favorite of the season, and it isn't Rolling Rock. I'll tell you that for one. That was a terrible choice. That was a terrible choice I had. And
Roller Rock, nothing wrong with it. It's just I wouldn't call it the pinnacle of beer achievement.
No, it is not. You would definitely be right. But yes, the favorite one I had was some weird beer with an Indian chief on it with an L in its name. I can never pronounce it. I don't know. Anyway, it was
Wait, so like Native American or like Indian?
like Native American Indian type.
Okay, okay.
Let me see if I can spell it out. Leikg, some shit like that. Anyway, it's really hard to pronounce. And it has this beer in it. And it's just it tastes like vanilla coffee. And it's nice and refreshing every now and again. It's not too over the top. And
Vanilla coffee, you say?
yeah, vanilla coffee. Nothing special. Nothing special. It's got the bitterness of coffee. You could throw some creamer in there and something sweetener, and it'll probably taste exactly like someone with oversweetened coffee, but you know, it was pretty good. Wasn't too bitter. I would say it's around maybe 30 IBUs, and the alcohol content under 6%.
Okay.
You know, me and my stepfather, we knocked back a few beers, and that was one of the ones that was in the box that I brought. So, you know, I'd give it about a 7.5 out of 10. Would drink again.
Would drink again. Would you buy it again?
No.
So I had a beer by New Belgium.
Mm-hmm. Which one was that?
The guys that make Fat Tire.
Fat Tire. Oh yeah, I'm familiar.
They made a new beer. It's called Triple.
Triple Doppel?
Triple, like, so there's a lot of the European beer manufacturers, they'll make like a triple beer. It's got 3 types of hops in it. So like my base line that I was comparing this against was, which, you know, entirely on my fault, was the Westmalle Triple. Westmalle Trappist Ale Triple. And which I tried to clone, by the way, which I've been dumping out to make my new beer. But I tried my own triple, and my triple was a lot better. And I was dumping mine out, okay? So I would say the New Belgium triple was dog shit.
I would agree.
And nasty. And the first time I tried it, I automatically said, because I was with my brother, I said, "Oh no, I've made a mistake."
You know, I had a very similar experience with New Belgium with that before. They had this watermelon shandy type deal before in the summertime. And
Was it New Belgium?
Yeah, it was New Belgium. It was New Belgium. So I cracked open one, took a swig at the Walmart parking lot, and was like, this was a terrible mistake.
It's like, God damn it, I paid $8 for this.
Shit, it was a 12-pack. I paid $15 for it.
Oh, why'd you go with the 12 for?
They don't do anything less.
Oh. Do you get the Fat Cow beer, though?
The which one? No.
Fat Cow, they make it in Wisconsin.
No? Nah, yeah, I definitely don't get the Fat Cow.
I think it's actually a type of beer.
Really?
It's like a brand. It's a brand. It's, the Fat Cow isn't the name of the brewery. It's just a particular brand. Let me look it up real quick.
Sure thing. But yeah, like, who the fuck would put watermelon in beer and have it taste so terrible? Imagine drinking skunky beer with watermelon aftertaste. That's pretty much what I was getting from that one. But me being the type of guy that I am, I finished the whole thing because why let it go to waste? It's still beer. It would still give me a buzz if I drank it fast enough. But when you're drinking bad beer, you don't drink it fast enough to get a buzz. You don't, because it's a chore. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. I had another beer from Bell's. It was called White Christmas. It was a Belgian white. Tastes like licking an armpit. And I thought maybe my tongue was playing tricks on me or something. No. You know, it was a 12-pack, as always, because go big or go home, fuckboy. One after the other of drinking what tastes like licking someone's armpit.
So it tasted like taco seasoning?
No, it tastes like funk.
So it's called Spotted Cow, not Fat Cow.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's made by Nuclearis Brewing.
That's a unique one. We don't
If you
get
ever
much shit in Michigan.
I figured you'd get it more
we're
often than not.
Nah,
Yes,
I know
you're
we're
so close.
proximity. Yeah, mostly we get our brews from Ohio and strictly from Michigan brewers all around.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe Indiana.
So when you watch Red Letter Media,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be drinking Nuclearis a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be drinking Spotted Cow. I've seen a lot because I've went up to Wisconsin a few times doing Air Force shit, and they would have local brewery shit on base, and so there wasn't too much else to do with like 4 feet of snow everywhere. It's pretty cool, you go out, sit down in the snow turns into a chair. You take out your 6-pack and just pack them down in the snow.
Yeah,
and you just sit there and drink and get fucked up.
Yeah, sounds like a fucking chore of happiness. Not like sitting there with snow coming down drinking armpit funk. Like, I thought it was bad. I thought it was like, because it was old or something. So, this time I made sure I got the freshest pack. Nope. Wasn't a fluke. It's just how the shit tastes. Tastes terrible. Like, this is not how a Belgian white's supposed to taste.
So it was New Belgium watermelon shandy?
Oh, no. The one I'm referring to that tastes like armpit was Bell's or Shorts. Bell's or Shorts, I forget which one. Okay. Bell's is definitely Bell's, called White Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you don't ever drink Christmas beers, man. Oh. I had one from Shiner. Shiner got a brewery in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They make Shiner Bock. It's pretty good. They got like Shiner makes a Christmas beer.
Mm-hmm.
And it tastes like fucking Christmas potpourri.
I'd drink that. I would drink that and enjoy
that.
Dude,
it's nasty, man.
How bad can it be?
I'm thinking it tastes like one beer, it's cool, but how do you drink 6 of them?
Well,
because I don't know any other way to drink beer but to drink 6 at a time.
Well, you see, if you could compare it to a more national beer brand, like, could you compare it to like Old Fezwick Ale from Samuel Adams or something? Tasting like Christmas potpourri.
It's not fair for me to compare anything to Samuel Adams because I don't really like Samuel Adams that much.
Oh, you get what you can, man. Okay,
yeah.
I brought up the Bell's Winter White Ale. It's called Winter White Ale. Okay, not White Christmas.
Winter White Ale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got watermelon in it?
No. The one that tastes like funk.
Oh,
the one
okay.
that tastes like watermelon was I forget which one. New Belgium watermelon. That was terrible. That was a mistake. But this one here was just torture to drink. Torturous.
Okay.
And it seems like people like it. People giving it 4s and 3.5s and stuff.
Out of 5?
Yeah. I don't understand
They're just
why.
being nice, I think.
Let's see.
They gotta just be being nice.
Barley, wheat malts, clove, and
there's your problem.
Yeah.
Dude, my gateway drug into smoking was clove cigarettes. Okay. Like, I saw somebody, they were really cool. They let me bum one off of them because I wanted to be cool. I was like 18. It was black, so it looked cool, And smoked on it. Wasn't that bad. Got the fucking nicotine rush. Didn't taste nasty per se because it was a clove cigarette. And then next thing I know, I'm smoking fucking Cools.
Where the fuck would you buy some clove cigarettes at?
Weird places would have them. Like head shops would have them.
I know of a head shop called Rock of Ages. Yeah,
try that out. They're pretty good. They're not. I wouldn't say they're good now because I'm a much more mature man.
But you know, it must be better than smoking Marlboro Smooths every now and again.
I don't know, man. Yeah, smoked Marlboro Smooths for a little bit.
Peppermint.
Oh, yeah. God, I can't even fucking stand the taste of it now. But back in the day, you know, I was a menthol man. I was mentholated.
Just like all black people.
Yeah, I think that's why, because all the guys that smoke cigarettes were black, so I
always carry around Newports and Cools.
Oh, dude, Newports are fucking nasty.
Oh, people love Newports. Newports are the cigarettes they have out here in the city.
Newports are fucking gross, dude. Benson and Hedges. Benson and Hedges, that's where it's at.
If you're looking for a loose cigarette for 50 cents a cigarette, go to a random gas station and ask for a single, a loosie, and 50 cents. You got yourself a cigarette, normally a Newport.
Yeah, you go to the Haji station and get loosies.
You're not supposed to do it, but sure.
Yeah, it specifically says on the pack not for resale. Yeah, I got so bad that I was buying cigarettes from overseas because I could get them a lot cheaper.
Holy shit! And then
so I'd buy Chinese cigarettes.
Oh wow!
I bought. Dude, this one, it was called Panda. It was Mao Zedong in China. Leader. He liked the cigarettes so much that he conscripted the people that made them, and he moved them over into their version of the White House, so they would exclusively make cigarettes for him. And so I was like, God damn, this must be a good cigarette. So I bought some, and cigarettes, dude, they're on the level of cigars.
Jesus,
in China, cigarettes get to the level of fucking cigars. They only use the tips of the leaves and shit, and they're very, very anal about it. And they come in really cool packages, and they got foil and shit on the actual cigarette. It looks really awesome.
Damn,
dude, you can get $100 pack of cigarettes in China. Are they worth $100? I don't know, man. Can you really be a connoisseur with cigarettes? I'm not sure.
You could.
Apparently so, but I was getting what do they call them? It's toasted. That's the fucking name on the pack. Lucky Strikes.
I've heard.
I was getting fucking Lucky Strikes from, I think, Ireland or Scotland, and I'd pay $15 for a carton, as opposed to paying $20-something here. And they were nasty as fuck. Oh. The really weird thing was in Britain, either the UK or Ireland or one of the two, they would put really horrific images on the packs of cigarettes of lung cancer.
Australia and Canada.
Oh, they do that there too?
I think so now.
Dude, they put really and they would have really blatant messages on there this will kill you. It's you will die smoking this.
I remember back hearing stories about World War II about English cigarettes where they would bum cigarettes off the Americans because theirs suck so bad.
Yeah, back in the day for the rations and shit, Americans would get Lucky Strikes. It was they came in their MRE. They would get cigarettes. And so I was like, yeah, dude, I'm going to be a real American and smoke Lucky Strikes. And let me tell you, it's toasted.
It's toasted.
It's fucking nasty.
Where have I heard the term called it toasted? Was it Mad Men?
I think, yeah, they talked about on there.
No, thank you for smoking.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that movie too.
And one of the marketing things just say it's toasted. Our cigarettes are toasted. Theirs aren't. Oh, so that means you don't get the cancer. Well,
no, I think it was more of a flavor thing than a cancer thing. But yeah, it's fucking gross. There was one particular brand. Damn, I can't remember if it was Marlboro or it wasn't Marlboro. It was Hold on just a second. Let me check. I can't even spell the fucking name. Okay, I spelled it right.
Holy shit. It's toasted. Oh, they make women thin.
Oh, dude, it was Marlboro Frost.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, apparently they made this... Whoever... FDA or whatever said you couldn't put natural flavorings in cigarettes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But before they did that, Marlboro had this brand of cigarettes called Frost.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they were fucking good. They were fucking awesome. I remember going to a dollar store like a year after you couldn't buy them anymore, and they had them in bulk. And they were trying to get rid of them. And I bought all of them. And they were great. They were still shit. I didn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They were a bastion of a long gone era.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Oh, apparently they still make them in the UK. So
yeah. I just looked that up. Like Marlboro
I just saw that.
Frost. Oh.
Yeah, dude. They were good, man. I loved them.
That sounds amazing.
They were good. They were good, man. Camel had like the Turkish gold.
Mm-hmm.
Those were good. But I couldn't find those anymore. They only made the Turkish silver. I don't know. See, the weird thing is like, one of the things I've noticed is you see like hookahs and stuff, and they use tobacco products.
Popping up all over the goddamn place.
But tobacco came from the New World.
Yeah?
Yeah. They came from like North and South America.
Mm-hmm.
It's back in the day, these guys... Yeah. Back in the day, these guys weren't smoking on fucking tobacco, man. They were smoking on like hash or something.
Mm-hmm.
When these water pipes were initially invented, these guys were smoking on weed, because weed comes from Southeastern Asia. Okay, so they're either smoking on opium or they're smoking on fucking weed. So it's weird when I see something called Turkish tobacco. I'm like, what? Fucking tobacco don't come from Turkey. I mean, I'm sure you can grow it there, but it doesn't come from there.
Like let's see, pure tobacco.
You ever smoke a pipe?
A pipe? No.
No?
I don't think I have the patience for it.
It's all right. You know, there's some pretty good pipe tobacco out there. They make a lot of different blends than just Captain Black. But Captain Black's pretty good too, though.
Pipe tobacco. Oh shit! I could buy that shit all around Detroit. There's so many smoking head shops floating around here because of...
Yeah, man. Buy that shit by the pound.
Yeah.
Get you one of those Dr. Grabo pipes.
Corncob pipe.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't really fucking matter what you smoke it out of. You can get like they got really, dude. They got really fancy fucking pipes. They're made of like whalebone and shit. It's pretty awesome. Or you can get you like one of those Gandalf pipes. It's like 9 inches long.
I must be fancy with my smoke.
Yeah, back in the day, when I was in the army, I'd smoke cigarettes in a pipe. And everybody called me Papa. Cause I look like an old ass.
I'd call you Popeye or something weird like that.
Could look like an old ass man smoking on a fucking pipe.
You youngins don't understand.
It's like, God damn it, you can't smoke your pipe and shoot your gun at the same time. I was like, why not? I'm still hitting shit. Everybody else is dipping and shit. How can you tell the difference between gun smoke and pipe smoke?
The smell.
Yeah, it smells so much better. But yeah, man. I guess that kind of wraps it up for this episode.
Yeah, man. Good going. I'm gonna probably play a song at the end there. If you want to catch it. You know, if I could refine where the fuck it went. Where the fuck did it go? Whatever.
Fuck it.
It's MC Hawkins. All my shootings be drive-bys.
Fuck it.
Yep. As we are.
Yeah, it's first episode. It's whatever.
Happy New Year's.
Happy fucking New Year. And I know you guys in like New Zealand and Australia and wherever else, you've already had your New Year. But guess what? Here in America, we still got like a couple hours to go.
For me, I got like 1 hour left to go.
Okay.
Okay, I got a half hour left to go.
Okay, here in the central time zone, we got an hour. Here in the heartland, we got like an hour and a half to go. See, it's whatever. Apparently, the world didn't end.
This time, so far. We shall see.
There have been a disturbing amount of plane wrecks I saw in the news.
That's terrible. I shouldn't be laughing at that.
There's one in like Costa Rica and one in Australia. And like in both cases, everybody died. It was pretty bad. They were small airplanes though.
Little Cessnas and shit like that.
Yeah, the kind of shit you would expect to crash. Not the big stuff. You know?
Lots of people, tragedies,
right.
long-lasting news cycles.
Still sad, you know. But all in all, probably about 50 people. So in the global span of things, it's not that bad, but still, it's sad. And I guess we'll go ahead and throw out one shout out. It has nothing at all to do, but maybe a lot to do with this this podcast. Julianne Greenberg of the Dick Show community passed away on the 28th, so 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Circumstances pending or whatever. She was only 28. It's real sad. It's real sad for anybody in their 20s to die. Because ideally you should be in your 30s.
Ideally we should be like old. But you know, it is what it is. You know, our condolences go out to you.
Yeah, condolences. F. Big capital F. It's real sad. That I wouldn't say the community is shaken to its core or anything, but yeah, everybody's generally kind of feels like shit over it. So sorry for her. Sorry for her boyfriend. Hope he does better. Hope he gets through it. He needs any help, feel free to contact anybody in the community.
We're all here for you.
Everybody's here for you. Everybody's here for you.
We're like a huge group of circle jerking assholes. If you need
Absolutely.
If you need to be circle jerked, here we are for you, man.
Yeah. You know, we might not tell you what you want to hear.
But we're there.
But we'll definitely tell you something you will hear. So
good luck to you, man.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's.
Great. Happy fucking New Year's. 2018, motherfucker.
Out.
Street, cold as a cadaver, hard as concrete, doomsday's hacking, baby Mac, got my AK-47 and the 9 in my pack, the Alpine's flowing, PE's flowing, got my swerve on tight and my game face showing, them damn punks are gonna pay, the hawks on the case, the bird of prey, then up ahead, cold chilling in the street, 6 motherfuckers from MIT,
hey, sometimes you
I
were cutting
flick
in
off
and
the
out.
safety, check my grip and load.
I'm sure I was cutting in and out too.
To make sure he's packed, his fingers on the trigger of his baby Mac. Time to give a Newtonian demonstration of a bullet, its mass and its acceleration. Line on my lap, AK in my hand.